OMG, episode 2. Wow. Come join us. Welcome back to New Movie News. This is no longer a movie. Welcome back to According to Tom. I am your host, Tom, and I have my co-host here, Dave. How you doing, Dave?
Good, man. Yeah, you said it.
OMG.
OMG.
I told you. I told you if they either gonna kill him off at the end or they're gonna do it in the second episode.
Oh my
And
gosh, man.
boy, was I right. By the way, before I even say that, just
Spoilers.
spoiler, if you have not seen this episode,
Uh,
and if you need to go watch it first, go watch it. And because there is a huge spoiler in here. Although if you play the game like I did, you'll understand and you know what happens. And so
yeah, I didn't play the game, so this
so this is
was
cool. Okay, so I want to can't
yeah.
wait. So let's get into it. The Last of Us, season 2, episode 2. What was the title of this one?
Through the mountain, over the mountain, through the
I
valley.
I thought it was like golfing, one golfing,
No, I think it was like through the mountain or through the valley or something like that.
something like that. Let's find out.
One of those. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah.
Dude. So I
Okay, you go
did
first.
I did not expect it to transpire that way because I don't know the story, right?
Yeah.
I knew that Joel dies at some point, but I didn't honestly I didn't expect it. Even though you said it, I didn't expect it this episode.
Through the valley. Well,
Through the valley.
so let me before you keep it on. Let me say this.
Okay.
When I first saw the little like in every episode there's a little like a little screen that has a picture or something like
Yeah.
within the episode. I saw the picture and I said, "Oh my gosh,
What
they're
was the
going."
picture?
It was him on a horse with Dina, and there's a picture of him on a horse, and it was in the open. And I looked at my wife and I'm like, and I didn't want to spoil it for her, and I'm like, and in my head I'm like, they're gonna do this. They're going to do it for real. Now, there's an implication to this. We'll talk about that after we get our thoughts. So keep going. So you never played the game, so you didn't
Never played the
know.
games. Yeah.
So keep going.
Um it was there so there were a couple of things like things I liked about it. The stakes were very high in this episode.
Yes.
Um they they brought up the problem with the infected using their dead as insulation in the snow, and so there was some exposition explaining what they could potentially be seeing in the beginning. So the I feel like the pacing was good as far as that. um and then it just kind of happened, right? And they
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it
Were
was
you shocked? Were
intense.
you shocked?
I was shocked. Yeah, it was because what's his name? The Asian dude
Uh,
talking to Ellie in the beginning.
what was his name? I can't get his name. What is his
I
name?
want to say it's like Frank or something. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's not. It's probably not Frank,
that's
but
right. Keep going.
he he's explaining this whole situation, and they're like, there could be thousands under there that we don't know of.
Yeah.
There's one thing that didn't seem to play out, or it hasn't yet, and I don't know where they're going with this. The cordyceps, the
Mm-hmm.
in the pipe in the
Yep.
pipeline, it's discovered by somebody,
Yep.
but that never gets played out, and I don't know if that's going to be in a later episode because they did
Okay.
resolve it. They resolved it
Well,
for the most part within the episode, so Jackson Hole is still around
mm-hmm.
even though they got in the wall. um and I half expected Tommy or his wife to die in this episode. Neither of them did. um
I
so
can
those
see
were some of
that.
the things that
I can see
I
that.
expected throughout all this. um Tommy, for the way that they presented it, Tommy should have died, in my opinion, because he's flame throwing that one big zombie, and nothing happens, and it's right at the very end when this zombie goes to attack that he just keels over. Didn't that didn't do it for me.
Okay. Well,
that's
I
one thing
mean,
I didn't
it's
like.
like burning his. Well, I kind of get it because
Was
it's
it
not.
burning from the inside out?
Yeah, it was burning it. The
Okay.
flame was burning the brain, and as it kept going, it just kept burning. Remember, they don't feel pain, but they can still
Right.
die,
Yeah.
and so they don't know
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
being
True.
burned, and
Okay.
so
All right. Okay. I felt like it was sudden, a sudden stop, but um, it worked out. It was fine. Um, Abby is brutal.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it,
She is brutal.
they set her up well. They needed to bring the monster out of Ellie, and only
Oh yeah.
the monster has been awakened.
Yeah.
Remember, Abby was just you'll learn her backstory. They'll tell her the story, tell you that's her side of the
Okay.
story because she was different a person than she is that in episode two
Sure. Yeah.
when Joel killed her dad. He awoken a monster in her. That's the opposite. You're gonna see that
Yeah.
she's woken Ellie's up, and she's gonna be the monster.
It's interesting because Abby was 19
Yep.
when her dad died, and Ellie's 19 in this
See,
episode, and but she watched it happen
parallel.
almost
Yeah,
unceremoniously, in my
I know.
opinion. It was like, wait, like there was no buildup. There kind of was, but there really wasn't. It was just
I can see that. I
done,
can see why.
right? And I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I feel like major characters' death scenes are built up a lot,
Hmm.
in a lot of IP, and the fact that they just let her beat him to a pulp and then into the neck with the golf shaft,
I know, man.
and there was seeing it from Ellie's perspective, it just
Oh,
happened. No remorse, no hesitation, and boy, that whole scene as soon as they got into that lodge was shocking to me how the rest of it played out because it was like you said it, the monster came out. It's like Abby just flipped a switch. Like you see her in the beginning of the episode, she's scared, she's cold, she's worried,
she was
she's
calm.
running, and then as soon as they got back to the cabin,
As
she
soon as
was
she found out it was Joel,
yeah, yeah.
and so
She had this all played out as
yeah.
soon she took the opportunity she had
Hmm.
and ran with it. And then she played her part to get what she wanted. And
Great
then
acting.
once she got what she wanted, she went for
Yeah.
it.
I
Nothing
would.
got in her way.
Did you watch it by yourself or
I
with?
watched it by myself.
Okay, I watched it with my wife, and
What did Whitney have to say?
her reaction is what I think everybody else would have been if they didn't know what the game and they didn't know what the story was. She cried, and
Oh yeah, yeah, I could see that.
it was a very emotional and the way Belly was Ellie and the way she or what's her name the actress that play Ellie.
Oh, I can't remember the
Oh
actress's
no,
name.
Ramsey. What's her name? Oh man, I get it. Anyways,
Anyway,
her acting was incredible. I don't know why
yeah,
there's trolls out there. There's people who saying that she can't act. Like
really?
I'm not an actor, but that was a damn well acting clinic that she put on in
Yeah,
episode 12 with her and
yeah,
Joel. My heart broke, man, when she said, "Get up, Joel. Get
yeah,
the up. Get up." And like and you see him kind of like lift his head a little bit and lift his hand
yeah.
and you see this
His
hope,
fingers
this,
twitching. Yeah.
yeah. And you see then the camera panned back to Ellie, Ramsey, Billy Ramsey, I don't know, whatever her name is. And and she has this little hope in her eyes. And then
Mm-hmm.
he just drops down and she knew and she just like begged. And then when she said, "I'm going to kill you, you all gonna, it's coming." Oh man, that's gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
amazing going forward. So
Okay.
I love this episode. Um, I think it's either number one or number two best
For the whole
episode of all, for
series.
the whole series and season one. Everybody's telling me it's all these people who are like know about like the movie talkers and all these the critics say the best episode is episode three of season
Oh,
one.
season one.
I'm like, it's not. It's. I don't find that to be anything. It was good. It was up, but I don't like that episode. I don't think it's the
Okay.
best in my opinion. I think this one is ranked up there with all of them. It's such a great episode. You get two front storm coming at you.
Yeah.
There's storms coming on both of the physical aspect of
So
Jackson, and then also
yeah.
the storm coming to Joel. He's paying for his sin. This is something, and it was interesting when he was standing there the whole time. And I love the fact that they made two different intense moment going on. Something's going on in Jackson, and
Yeah.
then the town in the valley, and then something up here happening at the same time. And you get this sense of like Joe is anxious to go down and help, but he's stuck here. And what a great acting. He didn't even, you know, um, Abby was just telling you did this, you did this, you did this.
Yeah.
Joel did
Yeah.
not deny it one time. You
Yeah.
go back and watch
Yeah.
it. He didn't say anything. He stood there and he knew that he was gonna be like, okay, this is my I'm paying for the sins I've caused. I've all this
Yeah.
and the famous line, stop, shut up and whatever he tells the
Shut
girl.
shut the F up and
And
get it over
so
with.
and man, I that scene when she crawled to him
Yeah.
crying and she finally realized that she was she was kind of mean to him if you really think about it in episode one.
Yeah.
But people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she's a brat and brat." Guys, he lied to her about something that it was a huge lie that she could save the world. How
Yeah.
would you feel? She took. I don't want to give it away. There is a scene at the end of the game that does play into this episode because remember, in the beginning, in the beginning of this episode, Jesse is the Asian guy. Jesse comes up to him, knock on the
Jesse.
door.
Okay.
She wakes up late. They're going on patrol, and she says something that I don't know if you picked up on it. Me and Joe are fine.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go on a patrol with Joel.
With
Well,
him.
wait,
So probably so she could talk with him.
what happened? No, here's the thing, Owen. I
No?
know what happened. I'm not going to give it away. But there
Hmm.
is a scene at the end of the game, and I don't know if they're going to bring that up, that plays into what she said in this episode. And
So we're gonna get a flashback to what
yes,
happened that
and
night after the
well,
fight.
it's the night. Yeah, remember what I say when he's playing the guitar,
Yeah.
and
And
she
she went
walks
to
up.
the yeah.
Well, there's a scene that will happen in there that will tell you why she felt she's like, I want to go on a patrol. But why would she want to go on patrol with Joe? And she's just told him to
Yeah,
like
she didn't
shut the,
she really that's what the last we got from her.
yeah,
Those of us that haven't played the game,
yeah,
the last we saw was she's like, I don't need your effing help.
yeah.
So
So why would she want to? So there's an exchange between Joel and Ellie that will happen that you won't know yet. And I'm not going to give it away because it is such a beautiful moment for the two character coming together and the understanding of what he did and how she felt. It will be resolved in that one flashback. And so, excuse me. So I love the fact that there's chaos on both the upper valley and the lower valleys. There's
yeah,
things
yeah,
going on, and man, the carnage. Helm's Deep. This is basically two towers of Lord of the
yeah,
Rings, if
yeah,
you think about it. And so,
yeah,
what else? I love the fact that the townspeople they get together and they're willing to protect themselves and fight for their house. I mean, these guys aren't soldiers; these are just normal, ordinary people
yeah,
who's trying to fight for their home. And I love that one scene. It just shows you the details of what these showrunners and directors and writers are doing. Remember that one scene where those four guys that had the torch and they were waiting for
yeah,
and two of the guys ran off.
yeah, yeah,
That's that would probably really happen if
yeah.
you would
I'm
think
sure it
about it.
would. Yeah,
I love the fact that they put that in there. And so, oh man,
especially like that. It's different when someone's like trained
yes,
and they've faced it before. Those that haven't ever experienced anything like that, yeah, it's gonna be tough to stand your ground
yeah.
and keep your post when you see a horde coming after you.
There wasn't anything I didn't like. There was a couple of scenes that I thought was kind of weird.
Weird or
Uh,
weak?
No, weird. At one point,
Okay.
at one point they said, "Oh, this blizzard's gonna it's gonna kill us. We gotta go find shelter." And then the next scene, it was all calm and sunny.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess
So I think they missed a little
the editors
yeah,
missed, or the visual effects missed
they
a
missed
couple of
a couple of things there. And
seconds.
so anything you didn't like besides the fact that Tommy killed that?
That's the
I
only thing that
I thought.
I
Look,
guess I didn't.
I knew that Tommy and Marie weren't gonna die, but I was sitting there saying like, man, she's running through all these group of herd of like we don't even know if they're infected or real people, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
no one's attacking it. Like none of them attacking her. I
Yeah,
thought
that
that was
happened
kind of
with Tommy though too in that
yeah,
same that same scene.
yeah.
Um no, nothing that I didn't like. Holy cow, just the brutality of Abby, that was kind of shocking.
Okay,
Her whole demeanor changed and she just
yeah,
shot his legs out from under him.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
that I was like, holy crap,
yeah.
this is happening.
And then she
I thought they
tells,
were gonna drag it out for another until
no,
the next episode, but no,
no,
they didn't.
they were bold. Here's my question to you, and then we'll get into the spoiler part where I'll tell you what the game did and what the show
Okay. Oh
did. And
yeah, yeah.
so,
What's the difference?
yeah, what's the difference? My question to you is, do you think this is gonna lower their viewing numbers?
With Pedro
Because
Pascal out?
out, yeah. Now, granted, not everybody knows the game. Everybody, most of the people who watch the show, most probably play the game, but not everybody that play. So, would this deter them from keep going? Because Pedro Pascal's dead. I don't want to watch this again. Do you think the number will go up or go down?
I don't know. I don't know if it'll change.
Good question
If it's a
again.
good enough if it's a good enough show, like
I
people are people are interested. Like this is this is not something I expected
No one did. I didn't think they were going to do this.
because
I thought they were going to
yeah,
save this to the end of the season. But I told you, if he gets killed, episode two, they're pretty bold and pretty
yeah.
ballsy to do
That's what I'm gonna
this.
say. Like the high risk, high reward
Yeah,
approach. So
I
I
think
think
that
I think it'll pay off.
I think it'll pay off too. I think the number will be fine because you know why? A la Game of Thrones. If you ever seen Game of Thrones first season, who did they kill off?
I don't know. I haven't
Ned's.
seen it.
You've never seen Game of Thrones?
No,
Wow.
I've never seen Game of
What?
Thrones.
What the? Anyways, in Game of Thrones, well, spoiler for you now. There's a main character named Ned Stark who plays by Sean Bean. You know who Sean
Oh
Bean is?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They ended up killing him off in the first
Of
season.
course. Why not? It's Sean Bean.
I know, but here's the thing: everybody's like,
First season?
yeah, and everybody's
Okay.
like, oh, we're not gonna watch this anymore. But
But it ran for how many more seasons?
so
Seven
it just tells you, it does sometimes those kind of death death pays
deaths.
off. Death, there you go, pays
So is
off.
this wait, so is The Last of Us they have another season coming after this, right?
Well, season three, yeah, but it's part of season two.
Right.
They
It's
break it into
so
yeah,
there's like the two games, right? There's
yeah.
part one and part
Part
two.
two, part
And
two
all
is
season two and three
it's gonna
are
be
gonna
for
be all
part
part
two,
two.
yeah, because there's a
Really? They're so they've got that much material
oh yeah,
to get through.
oh yeah,
They can stretch it out for another season.
oh yeah.
I think it'll work out,
I
right? It
think it'll
should
work
pay
out
off.
too. So, all right,
I'm curious to see, um, yeah, where the character goes, where Ellie goes from here, and because obviously
not
revenge is on her mind.
I'm not in a good place for her, man. She is gonna go on a killing spree, and
Okay,
there's a kill in there that I honestly wish that she didn't, but she did, and
okay.
it was really sad. So, anyways, let's go to a segment. What's the
What's
difference?
the difference?
So, I hate to tell you this, but the part about Jackson being attacked by the herd never
That doesn't
happened.
happen.
That didn't happen in the game. But
Okay.
what a great way to bring that to life to show you there's a high stake for both the town and for our main character. So
Yeah.
sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to add certain things to it to make the show even better. And I think they did that by doing that. They raised the stake even higher for that episode. So I was okay with that. Common in the movie or in the show, it was you see in the show was it was Joel and Dina that was captured by those by
Yeah.
Abby. It didn't happen that way. It was actually Tommy was with Joel.
Oh.
Yeah, so Tommy gets beat up pretty bad, and then and he sees Joel gets killed. So in the game, who really started the killing spree wasn't even Ellie. It was actually Tommy
Oh, okay.
who took off to go to Seattle to go get revenge. And so, like I said, nothing like that. The hurt never happened. Nothing came out of the
So
ice,
Ellie
and
didn't see Joel get killed in the game.
Ellie did see. So
She
that
did
really
see.
see that
Okay.
really did happen.
Did it
Uh
play out the same way?
Pretty much, except for the fact that she gets knocked out. She didn't crawl over to Joel like on the show. She gets kicked in the face and get knocked out. And in
Okay.
fact, Dina is the one that comes to the basement to wake her up, and then she sees Joel, and then it actually
Okay.
ends there instead of this beautiful emotional scene where she crawl over to him and realizes like that. And so,
Hmm.
so the other thing is, episode 2 is actually the beginning of the game. This
That's
is
the beginning of
that's
part
beginning of
two.
the game part 2, and so and I don't believe that she went on patrol with Jesse. It was Dina that she went with, and then they went
Okay.
separated. Because in the show, she hung out with Jesse for a while, and then they both split up, and that's when she went uphill to go find. She walks in there, like I said, Tommy was there. And all the fence. Oh yeah, that scene with the fence, and
Oh
Abby
yeah.
had to. Oh, I know it's gonna happen, but it still was freaking intense, dude. It was like, and that one Walker split his hand through the gate and splits
Oh
his
yeah.
hand. I was like,
Yeah.
what a great detail.
Brutal. Yeah.
Um, she beats him up with the golf stick or golf
In the
clubs
game.
in the game. She didn't stab his neck to kill him.
Oh, okay.
She used the golf club, the tip part, and smashed him through his brain,
Oh my
through his
gosh.
jaw. I'm pretty sure they did not want to do that. It was
They
too
didn't want to.
brutal. It was
That is
already brutal
pretty
enough.
brutal. Yeah.
He gets shots in the leg, like in the shotgun. That's all real. In the game, it shows a little like some of the people. You know this that some of the people in Abby's group was a little bit more remorse and didn't want to do
Yeah.
it. In fact,
Yeah. More hesitant.
Owen says it. Let's. My plan is to talk Abby to leave. So they
Yeah.
didn't want to do this. They have no stake in it. But Abby is gung ho. This is what we're here for. He killed our friends and our family. We gotta kill Joe. And so that's pretty much it. Yeah, like I said, the town was fine. Nothing happened to the town or the people. Let me go back to the pipe with the chorus.
Yeah.
The chorus. So when excuse me, when the guy breaks it and he pulls the weed back and he sees it, he knows what happened. He knows what's going
Yeah.
on. Remember, they established these guys can communicate with each other through the ground,
Yeah.
and so that's why they invaded or had the Coruscant or whatever the what do they call it,
Cordyceps. I think
Cordyceps
cordyceps. Yeah.
to come into town so that they can set up this epic battle with them as they
Okay.
communicate with them. So
Yeah.
they set it up well.
That makes sense. Okay. That's right. I
They
totally forgot that they could communicate through the
Yeah,
ground. Like it
and
was
they
like
can
a hive mind.
communicate and draw them because you remember the herd was going after freaking Tommy, not Tommy,
Yeah.
Dina and Joel, and then all of a sudden it makes a 180 and goes to Jackson,
Yeah.
and so
Yep.
they stay within their rule that they set up. So I love it because you know how sometimes Star Wars, you're a big example of this, your stupid
Yeah.
lightsaber,
Yeah.
you can melt metal but get stabbed and live. That makes no
Yep.
sense.
Yep.
So that I thought that part was brilliant. So this is the beginning of the game, like what episode 2 is. Everything in episode 1, like I said, are all flashback. You notice that when Jesse and Ellie was walking and she's talking about the kissing and all that.
Yeah.
That was how the game started, and we kind of get an imagination of what happened that night. It will show what happened in the game later on, but I think it's brilliant the way they brought those flashbacks to here, except for one flashback that you will see that has an important part in this entire season. And I don't think they're going to show until season 3, if I believe I'm right. And so, but yeah,
Really? You think they wait that long?
it's a very, it's it's the cathartic scene. It's the it's kind of not a redemption scene, but it's telling us that the reason why she said, I'm gonna go on a patrol with Joel. There's a reason
Yeah.
why. There's a reason why.
Okay.
So man, that's about it. That's all the difference. There's nothing anything else but that.
The the horde not being in the that's a pretty big difference.
A huge difference. Because that
Yeah.
makes them if that was in the game would be a lot longer. But the game, remember, Joel dies within, like I told you, like within like 15 minutes of the game.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he helped Abby just like in the game, like through the gate, and
Okay.
so and at first I didn't believe this girl can play Abby, but man, she was brutal.
Yeah, she
I
yeah.
believe it because when if you see Abby in the game, you'll be like that. Completely different, and so. But anything
I'm gonna have
else?
to check it out.
I'm glad that you were shocked because I you never see the game, so that was cool.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah,
All shocked me. So
I love it. Anyways, folks, thank you for joining us for episode 2 of The Last of Us season 2. It's called In the Valley or Deep in the Valley or something like that.
through the valley.
Through the Valley. There you go. Let us know what you think of episode 2. I thought it's probably one of the best, if not the best episode of all The Last of Us so far. Not episode 3, season 1. Come on, folks. Let's give me that crap. Anyways, and I want to know your thoughts. What do you think that the viewership would drop because they kill off one of the main characters, or will the viewerships continue to go up as the season goes on? I want to know your opinion and your thoughts, and let us know down below. We'll be back with episode 3 next week. It should be interesting where we're gonna go from here. I know where we're going from,
I don't.
but Dave does it, so I'm excited to see his reaction. So, but until then.